And we will open the floor for a few questions before we break. So, any urgent questions? So, Vicky, please put on the mic. Please introduce.
I just wanted to know, because I was part of the National Health Portal team, and we made a presentation to Sam Petroda, both the ministers, and everyone, finance and bureaucratic echelon. It was agreed that for 30 days time, implementation directive would come. Each one of us must have individually invested money, lakhs of rupees in traveling, as well as in making the document successful. What is that when everybody agrees, and it's now 10 months, that implementation directive cannot come from the timeline when everybody says money is possible, everything is possible, NIC was sitting, technically it is feasible. I present a national health emergency plan, implementation with the IT, also national health portal. And in Pravasa Bharati, somebody asked same to the health minister, he says, that is something I could not do it, we'll do it soon.
Well, thanks for your question. And again, probably this is an issue of somewhere in the coordination and collaboration. And again, we are lacking in that. And the National Informatics Center, the NIC, which is supposed to be the focal point for linking it together, which comes under the Ministry of Information Communication Technology. And I don't know whether somebody is here from NIC here. We should always invite them, because you know they're the backbone for this. So that is the one issue. But I do agree that from the technical point, I remember, though I'm not the coordinator for this activity, the Director General of Health Services took 2 meetings, and from each of the partner, he invited that what is the kind of information is incorporated in their web-based. And now it was a technical aspect of linking these portals together. So I can't comment anything about your money and issue aspect. I'll definitely take this point to the Director General of Health Services at an appropriate, that we must move into this.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. I'm really excited to share a very fundamental issue, which is my 5th hat, which I didn't mention. I chair a board of directors of a corporation called WellLogic. It is based WellLogic. It is based in the US, and it is a blue-eyed child of Obama. The biggest problem that this particular organization is facing in implementing its programs is clinical adoption by physicians themselves. Now, how do we bring about a fundamental change in their attitude, so that firstly they're willing to sit on the computer and access it? Whether we create a national IT backbone, we create a central data repository, federated, multi-tenant, one record across the country, but will physicians sit?
Well, dear friends, I think this is the point which Dr. Nagpal is raising, and I told you that we are already moving ahead with constituting the Committee on Electronic Health Records. And in this electronic health records, there are 4 sub-key issues. One issue is definitely the standards, which includes the ICD-10, ICF, and related issue. The second task is on the hardware and the software issue, and maintaining the database security. The third issue remains of the legal and various other issues relating to this. And the fourth issue is on implementation, which is always a big challenge in our situation. Now, once we are framing this, we are linking this as a single health record, because the UID is being created for every Indian citizen, and we must take advantage of that. We are still deliberating that what kind of uniform identity we take. So we are already coming that UID should be the one if it is to be uniform for everything, because it will help us in database making. This will also create a uniformity in accessing to the data. Now, the second issue which Dr. Nagpal is raising is that every physician or people are making it. I just referred you that we need uniformity. We need uniformity in our diagnosis. We need uniformity in coding them, and that is why we must all commit to that everyone, at every point of time, we first use the common coding. Then automatically uniformity in diagnosis will come. Second thing, I told you that we have to have a common computer language wherein we talk. I did not deliberate further, but I don't know whether I should tell. I am already in communication with International Health Terminology Standards Development Organization, IHSTDSO, which has already liaisoned now with the World Health Organization. I was the part for that high-level committee wherein the memorandum was signed in October in Toronto. Now, this is creating a common clinical terminology called SNOMAD-CT. Standard nomenclature for medical -CT means clinical terminology. Just 2 days back, I had a teleconference with IHSTDO CEO and their chairman that whether we can use this in our Indian context without any modification. And I was happy to learn, yes, we can. And that is what now we're proceeding. So probably, as a part of IHR, as a convener of that committee, I have already projected to the committee that we must bring this international uniform standards. Because medical field is not just Indian field. We have to be internationally doing it. So we are already moving it into the SNOMAD-CT. Well, I'm only informing you, but it's not the final decision. But I've already moved with that. So in my next meeting, I will be presenting as a convener to the committee that, yes, we can do. But it is a very expensive membership, and my country has to bear it. So there's so many issues into that. So we'll be coming. I'm sure we are moving in this direction. And as you know that we are a democratic country, we always move slow, but it's strong. And once we achieve, we are also very strong. And redoing or undoing is also very difficult at the same time. So let us be slow and let us be strong in a country. But let us go on moving, don't stop. So this is, I can update you.
Any other questions? Yeah, up there.
Thank you, Dr. Ashoka Kumar, for your wonderful speech. At one point, you mentioned that leprosy has been eradicated in our country, eliminated. Okay, just wanted to correct. Because according to WHO, there are 40% of new cases are coming from India. And we could witness from all our leprosy hospitals, every day we are getting new leprosy cases. I just wanted to get your clarification on that.
You are from CMC, Vellore or Varda?
I'm based in Delhi, but CMC is a member of CMA.
Right. I have worked in Chengalpattu, Central Leprosy Teaching Research Institute for almost 9 years in prime of my career. And with the research, I gave the model for leprosy elimination, which was taken by the world over. Now, let me clarify that leprosy is a chronic disease with an incubation period of 3 to 5 years. And people don't get leprosy so easily. It's very difficult to get leprosy. I have lived right in the sanatoria. I did not get leprosy. My wife did not get leprosy. My son, who was 1 year old, did not get leprosy. My second son, who was born right in Chengalpattu, did not get leprosy. Because leprosy is a very slow-growing bacillus. Once it goes into your body, it gives you beautiful immunity. Only when there is some defect in your CMI, you get it. Now, when we think of leprosy, if with this incubation period, and you know, the growth time for a leprosy bacillus is 2 weeks. It's a very, very slow-growing bacillus. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is just 12 hours. Bacteria, few hours. Virus, fractions of seconds grow. Any slow-growing bacillus of leprosy cannot easily give you disease, but at the same time, when you bring to the cases or infection to a level